been about 3 weeks now, and as you can see, yeah, it's kind of out of hand. I let the facial hair grow as well, couldn't be bothered. But yeah, so this is where we're at now, and today I want to fade my hair. So first, what I'd tell you to do is grab yourself a brush or a comb. I'm going to use a brush. This is a double-sided brush, so it's got a soft side, it's got a hard side. So you want to do that just because you can see there's like some gaps in my hair. That's just because it hasn't been brushed. And if you're going to cut it and you want to cut evenly, you need to brush it out first. So now I'm going to start. Now I'm going to show you a slightly different way to the most traditional way that you've probably seen your barbers cut your hair, and maybe some other videos that you've seen. I am actually going to start with the lineup. So depending on your hairline or anything like that, just preference, you might not want a shape up, but for me, I'll touch it just a little bit, but I still like a little natural as well. And what I'd say is when you're giving yourself a shape up, always start with the middle of the head, straight in line with your nose. Work from the middle, outwards, back to the middle, outwards, and then keep checking on your work. Now, the reason why I start with the hairline is because I'm going to fade it. And once you've done a hairline, you'll be able to make sure that the fade is level on both sides. So now, I'm going to move on to another pair of clippers, and this is to start the actual fade. So, what I do is I take what I class as like a safe guide, and the first one that I will use for me, I'm not going to be cutting down the top of my hair. I'm quite happy with the length it is right now. So I'm going to take the largest guard, which is a level 4. This is why I say this is a safe level, because it's a level where I don't think it's going to take much off, and you'd rather take off less than you wanted than more than you wanted. Just slap that on like that, and the lever is going to be all the way open. When it's all the way open, it will cut less, so leave more hair on the head. When it's closed, it will cut more. So I'm going to start with the lever open, so like that. Flick it out. Just flick out the top section of the hair like that. So I'm going to now close the lever. Sharp. And there's probably still not going to be much of a difference, but just to be safe, that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to do the same area again. And the motion I'm using is kind of, I go in and then I flick out as it gets towards the top. This just kind of helps you create a natural blend. And I'm going to hit a similar area. There's a slight difference now, finally, between where I did the level 4 and that 1.5 that I've just run there, the 1.5 guard. It's starting to get lighter, and that's where you can see the fade is coming in. You're not going to see a drastic change at first, and it's not the typical kind of put a line in the head and then fade it out, because when you put a line in the head, it can be very difficult to get out, especially if you're doing it yourself. But this way, it will naturally create a blend, and if you just kind of do the math, it makes sense. You've done a 4, you've done a 3, you've done a 2, you've done a 1, a 0.5, and then if you want to do skin, skin. So you gradually go downwards instead of just going straight from like a 4 to a 0. Now trying to blend that out. So now I'm gonna go with a 1 in and open the lever. So it's a 1.5. So same thing. Now when you start getting to these levels, number 1, this is when you're really gonna start seeing the skin. The skin is gonna start to appear now. So just, and the thing is, had you have done this when your hair was high and you just slapped this one on, it would have made a big difference and you'd probably freak out. But the fact that we've already lowered this area is kind of like we've cleared our canvas. That's what I like to call it. It's like you've cleared your canvas, so you can now see what you're working with. I'm very, very gentle on the head. And you will actually hear the clipper cutting hair. So when you can you can hear little bits of hair coming off. But when it sounds really loud, that means a lot of hair is coming off, and you're also gonna see that a lot of hair is coming off. Now, as I'm lower here, you can afford to press in a little bit more. It doesn't matter, you want that bit to be short. So now, the rest of it is just refining. So, you can see there's like a slight line here, slight line here. So what you just do then is you go back and you use the guards that you used to make that. I've also got a 0.5 guard. So that kind of just helps me just to kind of polish it up. So I'll use this 0.5 guard to hit this area here. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna close it, and then I'm gonna gently tap there. I'm gonna open it a bit just in case, just to be safe. And you kind of want to go at different angles sometimes. It all depends on the direction of hair growth. Flicking out, same way like I have been doing. You can see that fade is really settled in nicely now. Put that on, open it. This is the optimal level to getting rid of this bulk a little bit. And you can see it's made that lighter now. You've got your basic blend there. As you can see, I've done the sides, but I haven't touched the back yet. So what I do the sides first, and then I just connect the back. The same way as I did the sides. So, you're gonna need another mirror. So, I've got this mirror here because it's got handles, so it's easy to grab. And you're gonna need to hold it at the back of your head like that, so you can see what you're doing. See? So you can see the fade here, but then you can see where it's dark because I haven't touched this area yet. Same with this side. You can see the fade, but you can see where it stops. And it's dark here because I haven't touched that side yet. So you're gonna start like this. You're gonna grab it, and just so that you can see what area you're working on. And you've got your level 4, leave it open again, on, and I'm gonna start working on this area here, and then bring it round till it joins this side where the fade is. Okay, so, and you wanna hold the clipper like, what do you hold like this? Like a dart, you know? Like how you'd throw a dart. Okay, so that it will enable you to flick upwards, flick up, just to form the other side. Now, just take your comb, just do the same thing again. You're gonna grab your 3. Same area, top of the head. Same thing, going in, flicking out, flicking out. Notice as well, my crown is here and I'm working just beneath it because I know that this is a level that I want to keep on the top of my head. The crown classifies pretty much as the top of your head. You don't want to ever touch into that area because that's where you've got hair growing in different directions. So if you did touch it, and with the wrong guard, that's where you can leave a bald patch. Because we're getting into those shorter numbers, shorter guards. You know, your 2s and your 1s and that, 0.5s and that. So around here, it's gonna start to lighten up. 1.5. And we're gonna blend it again. Just a little bit lower. A little bit lower. And up. Flicking out.
Use the end very softly. Start going a little bit lower, a bit beneath that.
Number 1. That on. Lever. Open.
And you're going to start working from here, from the bottom now. And look, we are joining the sides now. The sides are meeting with the back. So like that.
Straight with the blade. 0.5.
Same thing, but you're going all the way from the bottom now. There you go. There you go. So, flicking up. See that? Get rid of all of that. Getting it to join.
Then, same as I did last time, near the bottom of the fade again, but if you can grab one of these, it just makes your life a lot easier. So I'm going to slap that on again.
And what I'm looking to do is where you can see some areas like here that are darker. And here, that's from where the 0.5 has met with the number 1. So I'm just going to use this just to get in between it. I'm going to keep it open. And I'm going to flick near the bottom there. So when you can hear
no more hairs coming off, you know it's time. That guard has basically done all it can. Just because I'm using these in open positions and closed positions, also know that you can obviously use any stage in between. So like now,
I can still see that here is a bit dark. So start with it open, but I'm gonna move it in just a little bit, just so it gets a tiny bit shorter.
Okay, so now that's all the levels going through the steps. So we'll just spin around slightly so you can see what we're working with. Okay, so we have now successfully blended the back in to meet with the sides. If you see little areas in which you still think I've got a little mark there or something, you're gonna just select the appropriate guide and then that's gonna remove that area. But this is okay. Another area that you wanna check for is just obviously just the ears, around the ears, just to make sure you go right near it.
Just the very bottom. Don't want to go high with this. Just the very, very bottom. Just make it clean.
Now that the base of the fade is done, is when you just want to, like I said, just polish. If there's any little areas that you think need a little bit of work, for me, I think here there's still a little too much hair, so it's a little bit too dark for my liking. So I'm going to. We've done the 3, we've tried the 4, tried that. We know that's probably not going to take off much now. I'm just going to go straight in with the 3. Just going to flick out, close it, a bit better. Might even go in with the 2.5, slap the 2 on. Guard open, just to refine it a bit more, flick out. Yeah, like that side. Cool. Now I want to deal with the beard, the facial hair. So I think, let's see, I'll probably keep a bit of a goatee. I personally don't like clean shaving completely. Chop and change, sometimes I do. But yeah, so I am just gonna take an open blade. I'm just gonna go upwards. There's really not much technique involved in this. Just, yeah. For the goatee. So different directions basically. So like mine, I know around here goes upwards. So you're gonna want to turn the clipper the other way around and go against the grain. So that just depends on your growth. Level 1. Now me personally, when doing the moustache, I like to comb it. And then just level 1, close it and go down instead of going up. This will remove less, but it will make it nice and smooth still, flat and just maintainable, as opposed to going up, which will take off a lot more. A lot flatter, a lot smoother now. Above here too, if you want. I will. Not everyone wants to. Depends how you like your moustache, thick or thin. So I'll go above as well. And you're gonna flip the clipper upside down, as if it's dangling. And then you're gonna start high and gently push inwards to create the shape. So this is all pretty much done. And now this first line that I did was mainly just for a guideline. It's pretty much done anyway, but you can now go back that the haircut's like complete and you can make this sharper and you can do these lines here if you like. Some people like to do these too. I don't personally. I prefer a bit more of a natural look. But yeah, so I'll just go in again with this. In order to make it just a little bit sharper, sometimes you do have to go up a tiny bit, but just go up to a level that you feel comfortable with, like nothing higher. So yeah, follow it onto there. Push back a little. And I'll use this finger just to pull the skin a little bit as well. When you pull it, you kind of bring it forward a bit more, as opposed to if you let it go, it drops back. So just more chance of keeping these lines a bit more forward. I'm only gonna shape up basically regrowth, because like I said, I kind of prefer more of a natural look. So this is like a little problem area for me. I've always got this section where it grows in a little more, so I'm just gonna take that off. Start off here. Oh, and then I'm gonna nip that little bit off. Thanks for watching.